so 3/4, and then there's only 2 people, so we just divide it in half. So you get a 1/4, and then you have an 1/8. So each person will get an 1/8 and a 1/4, so you just add those. 2 8s plus 1 8. So each person will get 3 8s of it.
Okay, they've got 3/4 of some kind of a candy bar, isn't it, or something? This is a round candy bar. And they've got to share it 2 different ways. Is 3/8 the answer? Yes. Okay. So how is this like the problem from up there in number A, letter A, where and how is it different? How are the problems in B different than the ones in A?
I guess it's not as easy like the A ones you're just dividing it into like a half. This one you're dividing it, you're only getting a chunk of the whole of it. If that makes sense, I guess.
Okay. Does anybody notice any difference between A and B?
I think, like, she's saying they're more complex.
The B is. Yes, I agree. Why?
Is there like 7 over 32?
All the fractions in part A were 1 over something, right? Now we've got, and what did you do with every one of those? When it was a 1 over B times some A, what was the answer always? It was 1 over B times A, right? You just took this and that's the way it turned out every time. Now what do you do when you have A over B times some capital C, or divided by, excuse me, these are divided by, aren't they? What do you get? It's still B times C, but then you multiply that by A, right? So after the students have done a bunch of those and they get down to the follow-up problem 2, it says write a procedure that seems to make sense for dividing a fraction by a whole number. They will say, oh, a fraction divided by a whole number, you just simply take the denominator, multiply it by the whole number, and then divide by the tops. We got the wrong thing here going on, don't we? We've got BC divided by A is what we end up with, isn't it? Don't we? This one was what problem? 3/4 divided by 2. And how did we get that? We took 2 times 4 and multiplied it by 3. Oh, that's right. That was right. 2 times 4, B, C, right? And then we multiplied it by A, which is A over BC. And they get used to that, and then for tonight's homework you're going to have a few more to do. By the way, on the internet when you get there it will tell you which ones. You don't need to do everything. Which ones to do. But take a look at how would these students develop this. The next one is, instead of we had a whole number divided by a fraction, now I got a fraction divided by a whole number. Now you're going to go to a fraction divided by a fraction and still make sense of that. And then you can do anything, and the kids develop their own. Teacher never says what to do, they just figure it out. See if you can figure out how they would figure it out.